All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakaha, Kodash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I wanted to do a response video to a video that was uploaded, that was done by the beloved brother Yashawamba from the Dallas camp, in which he did a video that was uploaded by this old lady, which he said that he believed that she is a Jake. But nonetheless, in the video, she made a statement stating that, and it wasn't just her, it was actually two ladies who did a video in which, they made complaints about how they're more tired or they're more lethargic than usual. For those that don't know what lethargic mean, it means that you're more sluggish and more tired than usual. You lack, the necessary energy to operate in society. Now the beloved brother Yashawamba also did a video exposing Esau on how they're having councils on a permanent daylight savings, which could do something to your cortisol, which, I've studied or did research on the cortisol before. The cortisol basically deals with, for the most part, I believe it deals with, how energy is processed or your reception of energy. Of course, I'm gonna do more research on it. Nonetheless, Esau is talking about a permanent daylight savings, which would ultimately, mess with your perception of what time of day it is. So, these Edomites, which, if you don't know by now, in the year 2026, the biblical Edomites is the self-proclaimed white man. Okay? These are the Edomites that have full control over this society. Okay, and the self-proclaimed white man starts with the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds or Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. These are your Edomites today that have control over the whole face of the earth, that own all the businesses around the earth, that own Hollywood, the sports industry, the entertainment industry, etc., etc. They live in the best places upon the earth, and generally they're not in trouble as other men, like the Holy Scriptures say. Okay, in the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 5, it says, "They know not neither will they understand, right? They won't understand because it tells you that fools do not have understanding. And furthermore, the Holy Scriptures tell you that the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, right? And in the book of Job, the 20th chapter, okay, what did Job call them? Children of fools, children of base men. You see, these Edomites, especially the ones that are in power, they practice and they commit wickedness on a daily basis. And a part of their practices of wickedness is meditating on how to further, trap and enslave the people, especially the Israelites, which are the Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Okay. Now in Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says what? Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So the moment these hairy ass cave beasts lay their red hairy asses down in bed, they're already premeditating upon how to further Satan's agenda in the earth. Okay? They're already premeditating upon how to further Satan's agenda in the earth. Because this whole earth is under a heavy demonic vibration. Why? The answer is in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And like it says in the book of Proverbs 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And what we're witnessing right now is the whole earth is in a state of mourning. Animals cannot be. Birds cannot be. Insects cannot be. Now you got these devils creating devices that kill mosquitoes. Animals got to relocate. They got to change their habitats because of deforestation. Who's responsible for deforestation? Edomites are. Okay? You watch the movie Pocahontas, Esau has shown you how before all these corporations, before all these businesses, before all these cities and towns, Isaiah 14 verse 21, before all these cities and towns were built, this whole land was filled with Amazons of woods and forests and jungles. It was filled with all manner of fruits and vegetables. The rivers, the lakes were filled with gold, silver, being crystal clear. Before the Edomites came over here and took over this land, you used to be able to drink out of the water because the gold and the silver, which is a natural energy conductor, used to keep the water purified. The lobster and the crabs, the shrimp, okay, the catfish, the sea creatures that were created for keeping the rivers and the oceans clean. They were down there filtering out the oceans, keeping bacteria and harmful things out of the oceans, which kept the oceans, the rivers, the lakes drinkable. Okay? You can't even drink out of rivers anymore nowadays. Because if you do, you might drop dead. Because like it tells you in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5, this man, Esau, is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. And no matter where these Edomites take their little red hairy asses, death always seems to follow them. They seem to bring death everywhere they go. You look at the rivers, the lakes, the oceans, they're a murky brown color. They look like stale water. And now that the wicked is in rulership, they now have control over your food supply. You know what that means? That means they're putting things in your food that drains your energy. Because there should be no reason why somebody should be eating a steak dinner and then 10 minutes later, their eyelids start to feel heavy. They start to feel lethargic. And then all of a sudden, they're taking a quick little nap. A nigga eat 3 pieces of fried chicken, some mashed potatoes and green beans. Hey yo, bro, I'm gonna go lay down and close my eyes for a bit. Oh, nigga, you just ate. I know, but no. Let me just close my eyes for a bit. Like, what the fuck? Food is supposed to give you energy, not put you to sleep. But this is the society we live in. Okay? And don't sleep on the chemtrails. Because remember, these devils have been spraying chemtrails even going back to the 90s, the 1990s. Okay? When people used to think that, oh, it's just airplane smog up in the air. Well, yeah, when I was a child, they used to think the same thing too. You know, look, mommy, the airplane is leaving behind smoke up in the air. Oh, yeah, I know. You know, the cars do the same thing. It's just the smog is more thicker up in the air. Nah, bruh. That ain't no smog. Those are chemicals. And at nighttime, they spread all throughout the air. And then during the daytime, they rain down on the earth. So you think your grass is wet just from the dew of the earth? Nah, your grass is also wet from the chemicals that rained down overnight to the morning time while you were asleep. And interestingly enough, sometimes you'll feel a random water drop fall on your skin, but then you'll look up and the sky will be clear. Yeah, those are the last remaining of the chemicals falling from the sky. And in the midst of those chemtrails, they're spraying barium, they're spraying arsenic, they're spraying estrogen, they're spraying aluminum, they're spraying mercury. And let me tell you something about mercury, also known as liquid metal. Mercury is one of those metals that can get through the blood-brain barrier and get into your mind, affecting brain blood cells, affecting the juices in your brain. And this would also explain why a lot of children grow up with ADHD. People got Alzheimer's. People got malaria. People got delirium. You know, what's the name of that one disease? I forgot the name of it. But oh man. Well, it's not important, but you know, the men is all feminized. You know, you got men walking around that's effeminate. You know, walking around with a beard, you got on tight pants, Your shirt is so short, people can see your belly button. Nigga, you might as well hold a purse and walk around with somebody's nuts in your hand, okay? And all this comes from the chemtrails being sprayed in the air, estrogen, effeminizing the men. So this whole society is turned upside down and is under a heavy demonic vibration. The androgynous demon, Baphomet, okay? Got the body of a dude, but got titties. Come on, man. Got an Adam's apple with muscles, but you got titties. Okay, and you know, that type of stuff is pushed in the rap music, the rap industry, the entertainment industry, the movies, the cartoons, even in video games, particular video games, that effeminate, you know, slash stud behavior is pushed heavily, man. That's why you got the nigga woman walking around with a fade. She got on a muscle shirt. Bitch got more muscles than me. Spitting loogies, wearing Timberlands, jeans, driving a semi-truck, talking about, move, bitch, you're in my way. God damn, my bad. So, hey, look, man, this whole society got to go. Okay? So they know not that they is talking about the Edomites in power, which starts with the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds or Rockefellers and these other so-called elite families. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness because the works of wickedness, the works of iniquity, which are all tied to idols, okay, they're all the works of darkness. Point blank, period. Okay? They're all the works of darkness. It says all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay? That includes time, you know, the whole vibration and the energy of the earth is all off, man. You know, when I drink wine, there should be no reason why I feel so tired the next day. All I want to do is lay around and do nothing. Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, drinking wine is supposed to give you energy, right? Because it contains fruits. Okay? And fruits is a natural energy conductor. Fruits are naturally supposed to give you energy. So, you know, I got to get ready to clock in for work. Let me, let's go to the book of Daniel. Then I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Daniel chapter 7. Because we're all worn out. But as soldiers of Yahushua, we got to keep fighting. Wait. Okay, Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And the he is talking about the Edomites that are in power. Okay, he shall speak great words against the Most High. And the Edomites is the self-proclaimed white man in power, okay? He shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And really, everything these Edomites are doing is really to wear us down, okay? Because one thing Esau notices from his studies, okay, is that when it comes to energy and vibration on the planet, we, the Israelites, which are the Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, we have the most energy, the most influence. We have the greatest vibration on the planet. So all of this chemical warfare and this poison that these devils are doing is really geared towards us to slow us down. Okay? And because who are the saints of the Most High? Okay? Well, you go to the book of Psalms, chapter 148, it tells you who the saints of the Most High are. Okay? The saints of the Most High are the Israelites. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Okay? And shall think to do what? To change times and laws. And this devil have changed laws, you know? You got FAGGOTSs that got rights. You got studs that got rights. You know, the Bible says that they're supposed to be deleted, especially if they commit such wicked acts. You know, pedos don't get locked up. Somebody commit murder, they get life instead of being deleted. You know, Esau don't abide by the law, statutes, and commandments. He abides by his penal code. It says, and they shall think to change times and laws. Now they're talking about a permanent daylight savings. You know, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times in dividing of time. With that, I'm going to say shalom. It's on to the next one.